if I just leave my arm where it is and I just do the circle, and I don't move anything else, look what happens to him. The way Grandmaster Yip Man organised the style, he tended to reorganise things and put the most important things first. So I think you notice that in each of the forms, Sil Lum Tao, Chum Kill and Bilji, the first section is the most important. Obviously, Sil Lum Tao is the basis of Wing Chun, and we start without any footwork. It's done on the spot, right? But being done on the spot is still very important to know certain things, right? So if you come here, just start just the first part, please, and not too slow. So Anne's going to demonstrate Sil Lum Tao, the opening. Now, things to note here. Toes inwards, right? A lot of Wing Chun practitioners are doing Sil Lum Tao with the feet out. The toes are turned in, and why the reason the toes are turned in? You are stretching those ankle ligaments over a long period of time, so you maintain the strength in your ankles and you build that up for later work, right? Very important for a lot of applications later. And this particular stance, you are actually turned in like that. You are actually like practicing two back feet at the same time. So if you've got it in like that, both feet in, if I move this one over here, it becomes that stance, the back stance. Of course, the next thing is to teach you to punch along the center line. The easiest way to learn to punch along the center line is to start there and end there. So that's why we put it there, and on our logo on our t-shirt, that's why the fist is there, right there where it should be to show you the position. So basically, it teaches you to start along the center line and it ends along the center line. So the Tan Sao, once again, it follows on, that it travels along that same path along the center line. But it actually starts from outside and comes in. So it teaches you to come in along the center line. And because it's done so slowly, then it enables you to learn to relax as you travel out along the center line. And the fact that you're doing this wrist circling so slowly, it really loosens up the wrist and gradually extends all those ligaments in the wrist so that you get a very loose wrist. Okay, thanks. Scott here, like this wrist circling is so important that you learn to be very loose with the wrist and you learn to make a big circle. The bigger the circle, the more effective this is. And when you've got that full movement, if someone grabs your wrist, if I just leave my arm where it is and I just do the circle, and I don't move anything else, look what happens to him. It's only my wrist circling what I'm doing in Sil Lum Tao. Very simple. Just a simple example, but it explains why do you do it slow? Why do you spend a lot of time on it? Because if you don't, you won't be able to do that circling without it moving. You won't have enough power. Your wrist won't be as supple, and it won't work. So these basic things are so important in the early stages, and you'll find that as you go on with it, you've developed these things, all your joints, and the early part of Sil Lum Tao, one of the biggest emphasis is strengthening the joints from the ground upwards.